Hi, welcome to my channel Go Digital Get IT right here. In this video, we'll continue learning the lists from where we had left. In case you haven't gone through the two videos we had covered earlier, I'll share the link in the description. Please make sure you go through them before you go through this video. Alright, in this video, we'll talk about different operations that we can do on lists further. So first we'll try to reverse the elements of the list. So what was the last element would now be the first element, and what was the first element would now be the last element. So in order to do that, I will use the function called reverse, right? And now if I print the elements of flowers, I would observe that the elements have been completely reversed. Okay, all right. Now let's say I want to sort the elements alphabetically, right? So I have these flowers in the list flowers and I have to sort them. So again, to do that, I will use the function sort, and if I print flowers now, I would observe that it has been sorted alphabetically, but it is in the increasing order. So what comes first in the alphabetical order comes first, and what is comes last in the reversed list. In case I want to print it in a descending order, which means it should go from the larger to the smaller. Sunflower should come in the first, daffodil should be the last. So in order to do that, I will add uh, another parameter here. I'll say flowers dot sort, and within this bracket I will add another parameter here, which is reverse is equal to true. Now if I print flowers, um, after descending order, and now if I print flowers, it would print me in the descending order, right? So sunflower comes to the first and daffodil goes to the end. Maybe I should write a similar text to the first one as well. So after ascending order. Fair enough. Now, let's say I create a list and I want to clear all the elements from the list. In order to do that, I will write flowers dot clear. So this function will help me to clear all the elements from the list flowers. Now we need to be careful here. It does not remove the list flowers. The list flowers still exists, just that there are no elements within the list flowers. Okay, so friends, please take a pause to like, share and subscribe this channel if you like what you're learning. That will help us to upload furthermore such videos. Thank you. Okay. So we'll now try to extend the elements of the flowers to another list. For example, I create another list and I call it as fruits, and I have some elements within this. I have apple, I have orange, and let's say I have banana. Okay. Now this is a list of fruits. Now I want to concatenate the elements of flowers and the fruits together. I can do it either by the plus sign as we had seen in the second video, or I can also use another function called extend. So if I write flowers dot extend fruits, that would append all the elements of fruits to the list flowers. Let's try to see that. Right? So now what do I see is all the elements of fruits have now been appended to the flowers. There's a small difference between the way we appended earlier and the way we had appended now. The difference is the elements of fruits directly gets added to the list flowers. But if I had to use a plus sign, that would create another list and I'll have to explicitly save it to a list to make sure that I have the final output. Probably a small cosmetic difference, but technically they do almost the similar activity. Okay. Now, let's say I want to copy the elements of the list flowers to another list. So let's say I create the elements flowers And now I create another element, another list called flowers copy, and I want to copy the elements of the flowers into it. So I'll write flowers dot copy. Now if I look at print flowers copy this time, I should see all the elements which were there in flowers have now been copied to the new list, which is flowers copy. Now we may have a question in our mind. Why don't we do it something like this? So I create the element flowers. I create the element flowers, and instead of using the function copy, I can simply write flowers copy is equal to flowers. Should this work? The answer is yes. This should still work. If I print the elements of flowers copy this time, this would still work. But there's a small difference between both the ways. In the latter, where we create another list from the parent list using an is equal to sign, if we make any changes to the parent list, the changes would be reflecting in the child list as well. For example, I insert an element flowers dot insert, and I insert another element, let's say marigold, to flowers. Now, if I print the elements of list flowers and followed by the elements of list flowers copy, let's see what happens. So I write flowers copy over here. Okay, so I'll copy this and paste it here. So let's run this and observe the difference. So this is the first print which I have, flowers copy, which is printing fine. But after I have added the element marigold to the original list flowers, I see the element marigold over here. But what do I also observe is the other one, the copy of it, has also got the changes added to it, right? However, if I do it the other way around, for example, in this case, if I have to create a copy of it and I want to make a change to the element, let's see what happens. So I just copy this and paste it here, and now if I run this, I see that the change is reflecting in the original list flowers, but the parent, the child one, which had the original copy of it, has not been affected at all. So it's always a good idea to use the copy function in case you don't want the parent or the child one to be impacted by the changes made to the other one. All right. So that was about the lists and different operations that we can perform with lists using Python. Now feel free to post your comments in case you find any kind of a technical difficulty in writing the codes or practicing the codes which I have shared in all the three videos. Stay tuned for my next video to learn more about Python for data science. Thank you so much.